This is Valley News Live at 10.
And we start with the developing story as crews responded to a scene of a fire at a Fargo gas station.
The scene was active around 8:30 tonight at Casey's on 23rd Avenue South in Fargo near Stanford Hospital. We're working to gather more information on what exactly happened. Stick with Valley News Live for the latest.
Meanwhile, an unruly fan is being charged after video shows him assaulting a referee officiating a high school basketball game in western Minnesota.
Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor joins us now live in studio to explain what happened and the district's response. Nishay?
Stacy, Justin, the irate fan is now identified as 45-year-old Philip Loken of Detroit Lakes. He is now charged with misdemeanor assault and disorderly conduct in connection to the incident that took place during a boys basketball game between Lake Park Audubon and Winnie Mac on January 13th. In this video, Loken is seen shouting at the referee. He proceeds to throw what court records say was a bag of popcorn. The referee then signals to eject Loken from the gym. Loken also appears to flip off the ref with his middle fingers as he begins to exit. But before he does so, Loken approaches the referee, tearing off his whistle. The complaint states that Loken had become upset after the referee called a foul on one of the Winnie Mac players. According to the Lake Park Audubon superintendent, Loken was not a known member of either the LPA or Winnie Mac communities. Superintendents, of both districts filed no trespassing orders.
By letting that go, that would be setting precedent. First of all, it's a bad example to set before the students and the younger fans in our audience. We want to set example to our community, to our students, to our staff, that that's not acceptable behavior and that won't be tolerated.
Superintendent Godfrey says the district will continue to stress good behavior for in the future. Now, meanwhile, court records also say the referee was startled and thought Loken was going to hit him after being approached. It also states that Loken expressed to the ref that he was making bad calls all night and that he, quote, had enough of it. Stacy, Justin.
All right, thanks, Nishay. Loken is scheduled to be back in court April 28th.
Tonight, USA Cheer officials confirm an investigation is underway into a Fargo cheer gym. Valley News Live received a whistleblower tip suggesting an investigation to 2 male cheer coaches at North Dakota Elite Cheer based out of Fargo. No charges have been filed. However, USA Cheer Executive Director Lori Harris released a statement through a spokesperson this evening confirming some form of investigation. The statement reads, quote, "The safety of the entire cheer community is our absolute priority. We are aware of an ongoing investigation, and while we can't comment on a third party's investigation, our publicly available database of individuals eligible for membership is available here and includes the names of individuals ruled ineligible by virtue of an investigation by USA Cheer affiliated organizations and or law enforcement. That database does not appear to list any members of coaches in North Dakota or Minnesota. North Dakota Elite has not specifically responded to our request for comment. Stay with Valley News Live as we continue to gather more information. And if you need help with an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline. That number is 701-369-3187 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on that case and go to work to find the truth.
Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us now with a first look at your forecast. Hutch.
Stacy, thanks so much. And what a day. Tuesday's temperatures soared today, and some of us even saw some 50-degree weather and even some 60s across the Dakotas as we look in on quiet conditions for now. The last time we saw 40 or better, we have not hit 40 degrees since December 1. And on that date, we were 51 in Fargo. 47 was the temperature on December 1st in Grand Forks. Now, Grand Forks, you still have yet to hit that 40-degree mark, but today, well, we surpassed that in the FM area. 41 degrees, the high temperature today, and I'll say so far because we're still at that reading, 45 out in Gwinner. And here's those current temperatures, 40 Jamestown, there's that 41 in Fargo. It was warm and toasty today in Lakes Country as well, as we began to melt a little bit of our snowpack across the valley. Radar shows that we do have some showers of rain. Now, where we see the dark green colors, there might be a little bit making its way down to the ground, but most of this is what we call virga. And that's rain that evaporates before it makes its way down to the ground. So we're dry for now. We could see some spotty areas of sprinkles during the overnight hours. Temperatures steady as we go. through the overnight hours. We do have a chance to be warm for a few more days. We'll have details on that. We'll talk about our next chance of rain as we look ahead here in a few moments.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch.
New tonight at 10, the mother of 29-year-old Larissa Mills Luthmers is asking for some help finding her now missing daughter. She tells Valley News Live Larissa's Social Security checks haven't been cashed for 3 months. The most recent got returned. She's concerned Larissa may have changed her appearance. Moorhead police tell Valley News Live a report has been filed. They've forwarded it to their investigative bureau. Larissa also disappeared last March, but was found 9 days later. At that time, her mother said she had addiction problems and was a ward of the state. A 50-year-old man has pleaded not guilty to charges that involve having sex with a minor. Police say they were contacted in May of last year about potential abuse of a 17-year-old girl. The girl said she had an ongoing sexual relationship with her boss, Hans Gruner of Oaks, North Dakota. That girl was taken to protective custody. Gruner is charged with corruption of a minor and other charges.
Today, the Senate unanimously passed a measure that would make daylight saving time permanent across the country. That means the U.S. would no longer have to spring forward or fall back. If passed by the House, then signed by the president, the bill would go into effect in November of next year. Also new tonight, the Senate has passed a bill that would end the nationwide mask mandate on public transportation. 8 Democrats joined Republicans to pass the resolution, with only Senator Mitt Romney joining the rest of the Democrats in opposition. The resolution would stop the extended federal regulation requiring masks on planes, trains, subways, and other modes of public transportation. It now heads to the House, where it's unclear if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will allow a vote. People over age 65 could soon be eligible for a 4th COVID shot. Pfizer submitted an application for emergency use authorization from the FDA today for the 2nd booster. The companies say they're still studying additional doses, including Omicron-specific vaccines, to see if they'll be needed.
President Biden has announced he will travel to Europe next week to meet with NATO leaders and address the next steps in handling Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
The UN reports more than 3 million people have now fled the war-torn nation. Cole Higgins has the latest.
Black smoke rises and flames rage from a Russian-bombed apartment building in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. A lethal air attack destroying the homes of civilians.
In Mariupol, people are living in hell, and situation in Mariupol are catastrophic.
In the besieged city of Mariupol, the deputy mayor says people are being held captive.
The Russian army use doctors and patients as hostages in this building, so we do not have any access to them, and of course it's war crime in any way.
As war rages across Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is issuing a new call to close the skies over the country.
Can you imagine when you call your friends, your friendly nation, and you ask, please close the sky, close the airspace, please stop the bombing? How many more missiles have to fall on our cities until you make this happen?
The White House says it still does not support a no-fly zone over Ukraine and has announced President Biden will join NATO world leaders in Brussels, Belgium next week for an extraordinary meeting and show of U.S. support for Ukraine.
We're moving urgently to further augment the support to the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their country.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
President Zelensky is expected to lay down new requests for help in his address to the United States Congress tomorrow morning.
President Biden plans to follow that address with a speech detailing U.S. assistance to Ukraine so far and in the future.
Still to come, we'll show you how high gas prices are impacting farmers and what it means for you.
And our temperature's lovely. We are 20 degrees warmer across much of greater Minnesota as we head into the overnight hours, as we're holding on to 40 or better here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. It's a nice warm stretch of weather ahead. We'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast coming up next.